All rise and shout. It is time for What's Trending.
Congratulations, Cougar Nation. It's been a long time coming, and here we are.
It's a whole new ball game now for BYU football, and I could not be happier.
He's going in, touchdown! Touchdown, Chase Roberts!
I'm really looking forward to doing some different things this year.
Cougar Nation, it's time to continue.
What's Trending, presented by Tim Daly Ford, part of the Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. There are many ways to gauge success for your favorite team, your favorite players. When it comes to BYU football, specifically in year one of the Big 12, we want to know how all of you are going to gauge what success looks like in your realm, in your paradigm, Jarom, because there are several different things at play with BYU's uptick in competition and moving into a Power 5, but the history and tradition of winning in Provo, they all factor into this. How will you gauge success for BYU football in their inaugural Big 12 campaign?
Making a bowl game is the number one thing, outside of the record itself. The record obviously gives us that. Where BYU fits in the Big 12 standings will be interesting as well. Looking at the 3 Power 5 leagues that play 9 games, there are 2 that play 8. 61% finished 4 and 5 or better.
Okay.
Can BYU essentially be in the top 2/3 of Power 5 teams who at least kind of approximate 500? 4 and 5 would be acceptable, absolutely, in year one of the Big 12, because you're hoping you go at least 2-1 in non-conference. And then, there's other metrics out there that we'll look at, like SP Plus and FPI and Sager and F Plus, Beta Rank. Also, this is one that doesn't weigh in holistically, but like a little bit, is does BYU's attendance at home games go up? Like, is it almost sold out almost every game? I'm interested to see kind of what LaVell Edwards Stadium looks like. Now, that doesn't weigh into how I perceive the entire season, but that is a factor that I'm going to look at. But yeah, if BYU makes a bowl game, that means you won at least 4 Power 5 games of those 10. And to me, that is good enough in year one.
It's hard to know, again, because of where BYU comes with their unique stance of, and this is based on the fan base and success of the past, like there is this idea that BYU is just going to come in, and because they've been playing an independent schedule, like it shouldn't be that much of a shock. And I don't think it will be, but there will still be somewhat of a difference. It's still a tougher situation for BYU. They've never played 10 Power 5s in an individual season. So with that in mind, how do you expect BYU all of a sudden to just maintain that they're going to win at least 8 games? I think that's too much to ask. That's too much to ask as far as just a baseline expectation. I set the over-under at 6.5. That is my expectation. If BYU can either beat Arkansas and then win 4 of the 9 Power 5 games they play in Big 12 competition, then you get to 7 and 5. If they lose to Arkansas, then I'm asking BYU to have a winning record in the Big 12. And maybe that's a little bit too much. 6 out of the 10 teams last year in Big 12 play finished with at least 4 wins. So, yeah, what is the 60% out of 14 in league?
Yeah, it's Big 12, Pac-12, Big 10, right? Those combined, 61% of those teams go 4 and 5 or better.
And that's right, like 60% even. So 6 out of the 10 teams in the Big 12 last year were 4 and 5 or better. I feel like BYU is good enough to do that, but it's a 14-team conference, so where will they place? Like, that's the one thing.
And there's no divisions anymore.
No.
Like that is not a thing.
You get who you get on your schedule.
Yes.
If you're one of the top 2 teams, you play in the Big 12 title game.
Yes,
which
BYU will.
The one thing we have really not discussed is an expectation for where we hope or where we think BYU will finish in a 14-team conference.
That's June 3rd's trending 2.
Is it a top 8 finish? You know, something that we should tab as like, okay, yeah, if BYU can finish in the top, they finish 8th place. That's not even top half, Jarom. Like, if we ask BYU to finish top
first
half,
of the bottom half,
I feel like an 8th place finish is probably where I would zero in at with BYU going 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Right? If they go 5 and 4, then then they probably will finish in like the top half of the conference. 7th place. 1 game over 500.
8.4 would be your 60% spot, right? of the Big 12. So it's like, yeah, between 8th and 9th would be around 4 and 5 estimated based on what happened last year. Of course, that was last year. Year to year could be a little different.
An 8th place finish feels fair. Like if I expect BYU to go 4 and 5,
I'd be fine with that.
4 and 5, I'm like, okay, you can finish in 8th place.
Yes.
If you're 5 and 4 in league, then I think you're at least 7th place.
Yeah, maybe you're 6th, depending on it. Now, listen, if Jaron Hall had returned, if Puka Nacua was back, if Blake Freeland was still there, maybe we feel like BYU should be 5 and 4, 6 and 3. Like the unknown of will Keaton Slovis be the USC guy his freshman year, or will he be the Pitt guy? Like he's healthy. We expect him to be pretty good. Will Aiden Robbins be as good as he was last year at UNLV? Like I'm not expecting 1,000-yard seasons from Aiden Robbins, but I would like somewhere in the 750 range. Mm-hmm. You know, how good is Darius Lassiter, receiver, and those 3 for BYU that come back in Cody Epps and Chase Roberts and Keanu Hill. How good are they? Can the O-line answer the call of last year's team was number 1 in pass blocking with PFF, number 12 in run blocking, arguably the best O-line BYU's maybe ever had. Kingsley Suamatias, a first-round selection. Certainly you're confident there, but there's some other guys you're hoping are good. Like, how good is Caleb Etienne? Is Waylon Lapuahu good at guard? You lost Clark Barrington, who was an All-American guard. Will the defense be like significantly better? What does that look like? The unknown of that is why we are keeping things low-key. The first thing is Big 12, but the second is we don't exactly know what this BYU team is. Every year we're excited about that. When you return a quarterback and you return a couple of the skill positions and the coordinator, blah, blah, you kind of have a sense of what you have and what you could do. Even then, we might not know in the Big 12, but because we have those 2 big unknowns, that's why we're like, let's just make a bowl game and then see where we're at.
Yeah, and again, it all depends on how you define success. Like, what is success? Some people say, well, it's only winning a championship. So it's competing for championships.
So BYU's only had one
if you don't win a championship,
season.
then everything else is secondary. Well, okay.
That mindset's pretty naive.
It's pretty crazy, right? I understand everybody wants to shoot for the stars. Certainly the players and coaches. They want to go.
You can use that in your summer sales.
Compete for a championship.
Stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Go and do your thing. Mm-hmm. But success to me, and I'm trying really hard to like keep the blue goggles far away here, is getting to a bowl game. That's the baseline for success.
Like, yes.
The baseline.
Sure. Yeah.
To call anything successful in Big 12 year 1, you got to get to a bowl game.
You check that box.
Everything above that is just like an uptick. So if BYU wins 7 games, then it's like that.
Cool.
It's another step in the right direction of greater success. If they have a winning record in the Big 12, that to me feels like the next step.
Yeah, because then you're at least 7.
At least
5,
7 wins.
if not more.
So it kind of goes in that order. Make a bowl game, win, finish top 8 in the conference, and then above that, it's all gravy, man. Like it's all.
Although
good.
gravy, I don't like that phrase because gravy
it's all whipped cream.
Gravy is necessary.
It's all cream cheese.
I need the gravy.
It's all whatever
all
your favorite
cheese.
topping is on your favorite dessert.
Yeah. Well, I just want that to be a component, Topic 2, expanding the convo out a little. Which BYU teams are ready to compete for a Big 12 championship in year 1?
We have already spoken about this week. In fact, we talked to the head coach of said team earlier this week. It's BYU women's soccer. Like they come to the forefront immediately. And probably because they're one of the first teams to start, but I just feel like they're ready to go right now. They return basically everybody from a team that went to the Sweet 16 last year and is 2 years removed from making a run to the national championship match. Like, why would we not expect that team to compete with TCU for a Big 12 championship? I think those
TCU's competing with BYU.
I think those will be.
I think it's that
first and second when the preseason poll comes out. When the coaches' poll is released, I believe that TCU and BYU will be 1 and 2.
I believe BYU will be.
I hope they are. I hope they are.
I think the coaches
that is
will
quite
respect
the
BYU
nod to say, hey, you're new to the conference, but we straight up think you're the best.
I believe that will happen.
So don't be shocked, if that's the case. But women's soccer and then cross country has such a good thing going. Here's a question. Was it tougher for cross country in the West Coast Conference than it will be in the Big 12? I feel like they're pretty comparable conferences. Running-wise, Oklahoma State's really good.
Iowa State's awesome.
Iowa State's good.
Okay, yes. In men's cross country and women's, BYU becomes the best team immediately.
Yeah.
So last 2 years in men, BYU took 2nd and 7th at nationals. Iowa State was 7th and 2nd. The last 2 years, Oklahoma State 13th.
Like, how do they compare to like a Portland? Portland has a great running program, right?
But in men's only. Like women's, they're not a player. BYU's the number one teams ready to compete in the Big 12 are cross country, men and women. And then outdoor track and field, it goes Texas and then BYU in men. And then women, BYU's got some competition with Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, which is interesting. Yeah, women's volleyball walks in as the second best team in the league already.
You think?
They really do.
In a conference that's going to have 5 teams
right
in the rank last year.
Yes, but looking at the last 8 years, BYU has consistently been that good. Like, they aren't like Baylor, Kansas. Baylor had a really nice 2019 with the Final Four. BYU had a nice 2018. I'm talking like Texas is clearly the best team, but BYU is like the second best team by a hair right now.
Ooh.
So they won't win the title this year, but next year when Texas is gone, I think BYU could win the women's volleyball championship in the Big 12.
The throne opens up a little bit, and you can go and battle for it.
If BYU to me is like a one pin hitter away from competing a little better with Texas. But BYU is still going to be really good. Football, you're not competing for a Big 12 title right out of the gate. We hope that's soon. Men's basketball is not competing for a Big 12 title right away. We hope that happens at some point later. But men's basketball is survival. Like, that one is just don't cut the program after next year.
Women's basketball.
They are going to – men's basketball is going to have some nice wins like we've talked about.
For sure. Marriott Center Magic.
But that one is like, okay, we're going to brace ourselves for winning a third of the games, which is a weird feeling. But, like, all 6 of those wins would be really good wins.
Yes. Women's basketball, and we've said it on the show, now that Lauren Gustin is back, we feel like they're good enough to finish top 5, top 6.
Yes. And give that group like 2.5 years.
It could be something special.
And then they could be pretty good.
Could be something special.
Yep.
When you get into the spring sports, softball is so dominated by Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma
State, Texas, Baylor, they're all good.
Oklahoma is like the Alabama. No, Oklahoma is better than Alabama.
Oklahoma is what Georgia was last year.
Alabama
in football.
Or Oklahoma is basically a semi-professional softball team.
They're amazing.
They are ridiculous. There's Oklahoma, and then there's a significant gap, and then there's everybody else.
Baseball's got a lot of work to do as well in the Big 12. Yeah.
The fall sports, it's fun because
fall sports are better than the spring sports at BYU right now overall.
Yeah.
I'm not Big 12 aside, just straight up are.
All right.